Namaskaram. 1000 names and 1000 stories. 388th name. SAMSTHAANAAYA NAMAH. It was during the time when Dr. U.V. Venkatesh, revered Guru Dr. U.V. Karunakarachari, was pursuing his studies at a well-known engineering college in Madurai. Among his classmates was a student from civil engineering department whom we shall refer to as Ramu. Ramu was both intelligent and hardworking. In the 1960s, gaining admission to an engineering college was no easy feat, and his success reflected his dedication. However, Ramu was a firm atheist. He would often say, "I am intelligent and hardworking. Good things are happening to me. So why should I credit a third person called God?" One day, Ramu asked Karunakarachari, "There are so many people who are suffering. Why doesn't your God come to save them all?" Karunakarachari gently replied, "If we keep reciting the Lord's name with faith, He will surely come to our rescue. Let me give you an example. Once, a man was hanging from a tree about to fall. At that moment, the Lord and his consort Mahalakshmi made a playful agreement. They decided, if the man fell crying Amma, that is mother, Mahalakshmi would go to save him. But if he cried Appa, that is father, then the Lord himself would rush to his aid. But when the man finally lost his grip, he cried out, Ayyo, an expression of pain or shock, not calling either Amma or Appa. So tell me, if we don't call out to God, how can we blame him for not coming to help?" But Ramu remained unconvinced. He said, "Let's see if God truly comes to our rescue in times of trouble or crisis." Saying this, he walked away. Many years passed by. One day, Dr. Karunakarachari happened to meet Ramu again at Chennai railway station. He had seen him tonsured his head. Still recognizing him in the crowd, Karunakarachari approached him and warmly inquired about his well-being. Ramu looked at him and said with a gentle smile, "Karunakara, I now understand the words you spoke back then. Life has taught me much, and I have turned over a new leaf." Ramu then went on to share what had happened during the years in between, what led to his transformation. He said, "Karunakara, after completing my civil engineering, I began constructing multi-storied buildings. During one such project, I was standing on the third floor of an under construction building, speaking with a site engineer. While talking, I unknowingly took a few steps backwards and suddenly I lost my balance and fell. As I was falling, it felt as if my breath had stopped. In that moment of fear and helplessness, I instinctively called out Madhura, my wife's name." Karunakara, Ramu continued, "At that very moment, a sand truck happened to be passing below. I fell straight onto the heap of sand and miraculously escaped without a single injury. As I stood up, dazed but unharmed, my eyes fell on the nameplate of the truck. It read Madura Lorry Service. Later, when I made some inquiries, I discovered that the North Indian driver of the truck was named Madura Nath." He went on to say, "In that moment, I felt deeply that it was Mother Maduravalli who resides in Madurai along with her consort, Kudalalagar, who had come to protect me. I was instantly reminded of the story you once told me, the man falling from the tree." Ramu continued, "No matter how much we plan or how careful we are, there are always things beyond our control. For those efforts to succeed, it's clear to me now we need the grace of the God. That's why I went to Tirupati and prayed to the Lord for the success of my next project. As a mark of my gratitude and surrender, I offered my hair. Now I am on my way back to Madurai. Karunakarachari smiled and said, "What I told you back then, I still stand by it. If you call upon the Lord with sincerity, He will surely come to your rescue. In the end, everyone must come to the lotus feet of the Lord, for He alone is the final refuge, the ultimate resting place." I am not saying one should never make an effort. On the contrary, we must do our part with full dedication. But to succeed beyond our efforts, we need the grace of the Lord. Let me give you an example. In an office, if you need a job to be done, you first approach the clerk. If it doesn't happen, you go to the supervisor. If still unresolved, you escalate it to the manager. And if even that fails, then you turn to the divine, for only His grace can make the impossible possible. Without His will, even an atom cannot move. Karunakarachari continued, "Think about it. If there is a conference for engineers, only engineers will attend. If it is for doctors, only medical practitioners will go. If it is for lawyers, you will find only legal professionals there. But when there is a spiritual gathering, who attends? Engineers, doctors, lawyers, people from all walks of life. Why? Because ultimately the final refuge for everyone, regardless of profession or status, is the Lord. Dhruva, though just a young child, firmly believed that the Lord alone was his final refuge. With unwavering devotion, he sought the Lord's feet, and because of that steadfast faith, he was granted the eternal position known as SAMSTHAANAAYA, which he holds even today. Since the Lord is the ultimate refuge for all beings, he is called SAMSTHAANAAYA, the 388th name in the Vishnu Sahasranamam. If we chant SAMSTHAANAAYA NAMAH daily with devotion, the Lord will surely grant us refuge in all aspects of life. Narayana, Narayana.